What's going on, guys? It's JJ here from Forever Flying, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to do a cork DLEG. So the like goal for this video is going to be 40 likes. If you enjoy it and it helps you out, make sure you drop a like and help us reach that like goal. So if you didn't already know, a cork DLEG is basically a corkscrew variation where as you're halfway in the air, your feet come together and you kind of make a right angle position with your feet up in the air and your body horizontal. It's a really cool corkscrew variation, and it can also lead on to things like cork DLEG twists. So this video is primarily based around the cork DLEG. However, the principles that I go through in this video can also be applied to things like our full DLEGs. Like any moves, there's prerequisites for a cork DLEG. They're not necessary, but they will help your understanding of the move. Well, actually, one of them is very necessary. The prerequisites for a cork DLEG are a corkscrew, which is the very necessary one. To do a cork DLEG, you need to be really confident with your corkscrew, have it nice and high, you need to be completely in control, and you need to be able to see different areas whilst you're in the air. Also, it may be useful if you can already do a 540 kick. Full DLEG as well will be extremely useful, but if you can already do a full DLEG, you already understand that position that you need to hit for your DLEG. Right, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to go through is the shape that you need to hit whilst you're in the air, and to do this I'm going to explain it using the floor. It looks a little bit silly, but it can actually be really useful in getting used to that shape and the positions and directions that you need to be in when you hit that shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to lie down on the floor on your back. Your target is going to be the side that your feet are at. If I'm lying down and my feet are stretched out here, my target, which I'm going to be focused on when I hit my DLEG position, is going to be that direction. From this position, you're going to roll over onto your stomach. Once you're on your stomach, this represents halfway through your corkscrew almost. Then what you're going to do is you're going to turn over again onto your back, but as you do so, you're going to lift your feet up together. So it's really important that you keep your feet together. You can point your toes, do whatever you want, but make sure your feet are together, you squeeze your knees nice and tight, and then you're going to come up into this L shape with your back on the floor and your legs up. Once you're in that L position with your feet up in the air and your back nice and flat, make sure you're still looking forward to where your target is. Once you hit that position, you're going to turn again onto your stomach, but as you roll onto your stomach, you're going to bring your legs down at the same time and put them straight out again. The most important part of this little drill is the bit where you go from being on your stomach to that L shape, because it's going to get you used to bringing your feet up, because that's kind of the motion that you do. Because when you do a DLEG, you are actually horizontal and you have to bring your feet up into that L shape, and when you do that, you are actually horizontal in the air. So practice that a couple of times and really exaggerate the motion from being on your stomach and rolling onto your back but bringing your feet up. Really get used to that, it's really important. Okay, now let's start with the actual move. So the takeoff to a cork DLEG is going to be really similar to a shuriken cork. A shuriken cork is another cork variation which I released a tutorial for ages ago on this channel. So in the takeoff, you're going to be spotting a target as you take off. So if I take off facing you guys, I'm going to swing my arms up as hard as I can, kick my leg through, lift my shoulders and my chest up, and as I start to turn, I'm instantly spotting a target here. So I'll just do that quickly from a different angle. So I'm taking off this direction. You make sure that you swing your arms, you lift your shoulders and your chest, and then as you take off, you're turning and spotting a target. So in this case, my target is you guys basically. In the takeoff for a cork DLEG, I would recommend that you kind of go a bit more sideways as opposed to the flip, because for a cork DLEG, you want your chest and your midsection of your body to be completely horizontal. You do not want this angle and your legs being like that. Because yes, it's still a 90-degree angle, but you want your body to be horizontal and that's slightly inverted, yeah? So the ideal position for a DLEG is flat 90 degrees. So once you've picked your target, you're taking off, you're seeing that target is going to be your focus point for the move. After you've completed roughly half of your spin, and you're at the point where you're losing sight of your target and you're going to have to snap your head around to see it again, you're going to engage your core muscles and your glutes, bring your feet together, making sure your legs are nice and straight. You're going to continue to look for that target, so you're going to have to turn your head around to look for it again, and you're going to lift your legs up together and try and hit that L shape. Try and think of that leg lift as a kick, because you want your two legs to come up as fast as you can. The earlier you can hit that L shape, the better, but you need to make sure that you hit the L shape when you're facing your target. So basically you're trying to kick your target with your 2 feet. So once you've taken off, you've seen your target, you've set your height, you're halfway through your spin, you turn around to see it again. You need to really make sure that you engage those muscles and rip your legs up as hard as you can to hit the target. And then once you've done that, you need to continue bringing them to the floor, otherwise you're gonna fall, and it would be kind of funny. So that kicking motion is gonna be from the second half of the spin, firing your legs up as fast as you can, all the way until you hit the floor. For a cork D-leg, it's really important to set your height. Something that might help you guys do this is think about your hips almost folding upwards. So when I take off, rather than me leaning straight back and flipping because I'm gonna get that horrible angle, I'm gonna go sideways a little bit and really think about throwing my hips and my bum up towards the air. It's almost as if your hips are like folding upwards or climbing upwards, because you're gonna set your upper body and then you want your hips to ride up a little bit more. And then for the kicking part, don't just think you got to bring your legs to the target and then you can relax. It's important that you kick your legs past the target and to the floor. So just a quick recap on the things you need to do a really good cork D-leg. 1, you need to take off and see your target. Also make sure that you're not flipping too much. Think of it a little bit more around the side or towards your shoulder than normal. 2, you need to make sure that you're swinging that leg through and lifting your hips up as high as you can. This is to give yourself as much time in the air as possible. The 3rd thing is keeping your focus on your target so you know when you need to lift those legs up. When you do lift your legs up, it's important that you squeeze them nice and tight together. You can point your toes if you want to, but the main thing is that your legs are really tight together. Also, when you do lift your legs up, try and hit that 90-degree angle. If you're struggling to hit that angle, you can always practice the drill that we went through earlier on the floor. And then the last thing is just making sure that you kick both legs straight to the floor. And that's how you do a D-leg. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it and it's helped you to learn or improve your cork D-leg. Don't forget to leave a like on this video to help us reach our like goal. Comment down below what videos you would like to see me do in the future. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.